So now this is our time to share our gifts and offerings. Unity of Payson is grateful for all the financial support that you have given, even during this time where we don't get to meet together. The work of Unity of Payson continues, and we also support the larger community. And so your support is so much appreciated. And so as we are going to be playing the offering song, consider in your heart, what is yours to give? What gifts do you have to give? And you can tithe by either by sending a check to the address there on the screen, P.O. Box 2582, and the zip is 85547. Or the one that I usually do is to go to donate@unityofpayson.org. And we would appreciate it. And so now bring your attention to the idea of your offering and call to mind your heart's desire and affirm with me, freely we give and freely we receive. And our offering song for today is from Karen Taylor Good, Perfect Work of Art.
Oh, the sculptor Michelangelo was asked how he got in the flow and made the lovely David from a giant block of stone. He said, well, he was in there waiting. My job was simply excavating. I just took away what did not belong. And I know somewhere not so deep inside of me lives that perfect soul that I was meant to be. Let me be the way I was created. Let me find a pure and simple heart. I'll chip away all jealousy and hatred and reveal God's perfect work of art. Well, I think we're born on angels' wings. Heaven sends such graceful things, like love without condition, knowing we are not alone. Then descends the soul's dark night, shadows come and block the light, and as the years go by, we turn to stone. My block of stone is made of fear and doubt, but the real me is crying to come out. Let me be the way I was created. Let me find a pure and simple heart. I'll chip away all jealousy and hatred and reveal God's perfect work of art. I'll reveal God's perfect work of art.
Wow, what a really beautiful song and a wonderful reminder that there is less for us to learn and more for us to let go of. And so We're grateful for the gifts and the givers. And let's say our dedication of offering in your heart. Divine love through us blesses and multiplies all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. We are abundantly prosperous, and we give thanks. And on to our announcements. And so we are continuing next week with the 7 spiritual laws of success as our study for the fall. And our speaker next Sunday will be Betty Bennett, licensed Unity teacher. And her talk title is Using Deepak Chopra's 7 Spiritual Laws in the Midst of a Pandemic. So that should be very interesting. And our upcoming events. This week we have, as always, every weekday morning at 9:30 on Zoom is our morning coffee, where we read the daily word and have really interesting discussion. Great way to connect. And next we have the Intender Circle on Thursday, October 22nd at noon. If you need a little support in staying centered for what your intentions are, and that's online and as a love offering. Next, we have the next day on midday meditation on Friday, October 23rd at noon, and that's on Zoom. And that also is a love offering, a great time, usually about a half hour or 35 minutes to go into a very deep place of meditation. And we are continuing, like I said, the fall study program. And you're probably already connected with one of these groups. If not, please choose a time that works for you and join us. And Neil, do you have some PS for us today? Oh, you need to unmute yourself.
Oh, I know I'll get that right one of these days, and I'll remember to unmute. As you were talking, Betty, and giving us the announcements, I was thinking, it's so easy when we're working together for us to take a small contribution out of $5 or $10 and put it in that basket for the opportunities that we have. But it's a little harder to remember that all of the things that we experience at Unity of Pace and all of the activities are something for which we can be appreciative. So maybe think about, what have I experienced, and put together a little love offering for all of those, and we'll appreciate it here at Unity of Payson. I have to say that the study groups that we've had for this fall study have been wonderfully successful, and we have connected in unique ways. We are working on it, but those groups may continue, not in the same form and perhaps not a book study, but those groups may continue, and we may be able to invite additional people to join in them and perhaps start another one if that's necessary, perhaps change times if that's necessary. But we have experienced some wonderful things as a part of those study groups, and we're working on how they may continue and how we may be able to connect in this way at this time. It's very important. I'm grateful. That's all I've got. So let's go now to our peace song. In imagination, let us see ourselves in the circle, the energy of the divine energy flowing around and through us and from one to another as we sing, "Let there be peace on earth."
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be with God
prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. And the presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And thank you for being with us today. Feel free to unmute yourself and say hello to each other, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the next thing.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, that was awesome. Awesome sermon.
Wasn't that a good talk?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done, everybody.
And I love that song about referring to Michelangelo and carving
yeah.
to David. You know, I've heard that saying many times. And I think sometimes a speaker one time compared it to us. If we were covered in mud, all we need to do is take a hose and hose ourselves down to find the true us.
I like that.
So on days where I'm feeling a little muddy, I get out my spiritual waterfall.
Sandy, I have a question for you. In your picture that you post, oh, there we go. You answered it in the chat. The photo was taken at iFly in the Valley, an indoor skydiving place. So are you weightless?
Yeah, they have these like this huge fan under the floor. There's a grate and there's a fan, and they ask for your weight when you first sign in, and they adjust the velocity of the air based on your weight. And because I obviously I wouldn't need as much weight, as much air as like a heavier person. And off to the side you can't really see, but one of the guides, they go in there. You're not in there all by yourself, but he's holding on to me to keep me from like going further up until I learn the controls, because there's ways you move your hands and your feet in order to not just go shooting up to the very top of this tube. But it was a blast. It was an absolute blast. And in that photo, I'm laughing so hard that I'm actually drooling because because it was just so cool.
I think I'm gonna do that for my birthday next year.
Yeah, I would love to go do that too.
Highly recommended. I'm not sure if they're open because I've not been in that area since the whole COVID thing took place, but I highly recommend it.
Have to put it on the bucket list.
Absolutely, yeah.
I will never jump out of an airplane, but I might do iFly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the people there are so good, because you go through like a little bit of a training before you actually go into the tube, and anybody there they're looking out for your safety, so there's nothing to be afraid of. But it is thrilling. Yeah.
That's my next spiritual experimentation coming up.
A sense of really letting go and letting spirit support you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a good analogy.
And a giant fan.
Yes.
If the fan stops, do you still get supported by spirit?
Yes, but you have the spiritual experience of recognizing gravity.
It sounds
I'm
like fun.
hoping not to test.
Maybe it should be a unity what's it called?
Field trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to sign off. Have a wonderful day. Nice to see you.
Goodbye.
Blessings on
everyone.
everybody. Blessings, blessings.
Hey, Sandy, before you go,
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
do you business, do you have the envelopes that returned from the survey? Because all you gave me was like a list of last names.
The actual surveys are at the office. I was
envelopes?
leaving them on the desk.
The envelopes that were returned?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just, in the office? Okay.
Yeah, I'm planning to be in town either tomorrow or Tuesday. I haven't quite planned out the first part of my week yet, but if you'd like, I can check in with you because I'm going to be going by Unity anyway, and I
Perfect.
can check in with you and grab them and bring them over to you if you want them.
I would love to have them. It would help me try to figure out who I'm trying to contact and what went wrong.
Oh, so the last names weren't real significant. Well, in the
Oh.
second and third rounds, when the post office was returning them, I started putting the first initial on there. But a lot of those names I'm completely not familiar with.
Yeah.
And
that's
so,
why I'd
but
like
yeah,
to see-
I do.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's why I'd like to see the whole name because I can put it together. It's like
Got it.
Bishop. I think that's Suzanne Bishop, but could it be another Bishop?
Well, Suzanne returned hers, so
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah, so-
that was the reasoning behind it. It's like, wait a minute, maybe I can figure this out better. So, and who I should
yeah, I
be.
was just leaving them. Got it. I was just leaving them there at the office. And a couple of them I did open just to get their name if they didn't put a return label on the envelope because I wanted to be able to keep track of who had and who hadn't. But I wasn't looking at the surveys themselves, and I just left them there in the office. So yeah, let me check in with you either tomorrow or Tuesday, and maybe we can get together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I
Okay.
can meet you at the office if nothing else too. So,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah,
sounds great.
yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And I'm going to leave everybody. Thank you. It was wonderful.
Me too.
Wonderful.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, Neil. Lovely
Oh.
message today. Very well done.
Yes.